Thanks for spending some time with me today.
Of course, my pleasure.
Love talking about resilience. I just wanted to share a couple of stories, client stories with each other and just check in on some of the things that we're coaching. Would that be okay?
Absolutely.
I was just talking to a friend of mine, client of mine really, and she's been impacted by some unexpected job changes. And even though she's getting a lot of traction with her resume, she's feeling that the whole thing is very transactional and she's getting really depressed.
Mhm.
What might you say to her?
Yeah. First of all, I would celebrate the traction that she's getting. But then also, for her, I'd recognize that a lot of people are in this situation, one. And two, that if I'm feeling stuck in a transaction, oftentimes it helps me to reach out and connect to somebody. Not necessarily in a networking way, even though that is powerful, but also in a way to help others, to give back to my community. um, Find some need that someone has and try to fill it without them asking.
That's great.
Yeah.
What about you?
So some of my clients are under a lot of pressure and they're dealing with stressful situations, deadlines, and whatnot. And they're finding themselves waking up in the middle of the night, not able to go back to sleep, ruminating. How can they address some of that?
Well, first, I personally resonate with that. So it's not just people that I coach, but myself. I've learned to practice some mind body scans. So, first, focusing in on breathing, breathing in, breathing out, holding it for a few seconds. It just helps to interrupt the rumination. And if
Mm,
I can't stop it, then I might go to like a body scan where I'm just checking in, what does the sheet feel like? What is the temperature right now? Where's my stress in my body? And then thirdly, I might turn the light on and jot some things down by the side of my bed.
mm. Great practices. I think those are great, like short-term, quick fixes. I think for maybe a longer-term fix, what I like to do is kind of look at do some journaling and kind of look at my role in the situation. I like to write down my observations about the situation, what it's making me feel, and what that makes me want to do, and then what is it that I can control that's within my power that's really helpful for the situation. That kind of helps me in a longer term setting to try to put some of that stuff down.
That's a really powerful resilience practice. I think that would be beneficial for a lots of situations, not just waking up at night, but you're in a work situation that you're not able to leave right away, or you have a relationship situation that's very complex. So I think that's a
Yeah,
great tool to use long term to build up your self-awareness
yeah,
and
absolutely.
introspection.
And it's helpful for me to take ownership in those situations too.
Yeah.
Um, Then another situation is I'm working with a client who just got promoted and he's now director level, but he feels like he's maybe skipped a level. He's very talented, but he feels like an imposter, like a fake. Um, I don't think you've ever dealt with that, have you? I think that's kind of unique experience, right?
We've all felt it at some point in time, but I know my coach would remind me to look for the evidence. Smart
Mhm.
people hired me, and I could always bring the beginner's eye. I could always ask the questions, be curious, and I think that that really helps ground myself in the values that I care about: curiosity, learning, experimentation. So those are things I would coach other people to do.
Yeah, that's powerful. Notice what's real and true. Absolutely.
Nice. Another good long-term tactic we can use in almost every situation.
Oh, definitely, 100%.
Thanks, Daniel.
Of course. Thank you, Julie.